Just started recording again cause I'm a spaz. Hey, what's up everybody and welcome back to another Theory in the DAW. My name is GARDNSOUND, this is Lila the Bird, and today is episode 9. Today we're going to be talking about how to copy music. And the subtitle for this episode is going to be called Imitation is the Sincerest Form of Flattery. Here's the deal. The best way to practice getting better with theory and all the skills we've learned up to this step, all 8 steps, right? Everything from what is a note, all the way to how do I analyze a song in terms of form. There's a reason we were building up all the way. The reason is, I'm here to tell you all the secret sauce of how to make garden sound. And the secret sauce is, analyze things, like songs, like analyze different songs. Today what I'm going to be showing you are some examples of me copying stuff and how I've improved at it and things I've learned along the way and tips and tricks on how to copy music. As a reminder, this is a partnered series, meaning that some content that I've been talking about is behind a paywall. Gardner, roll that ad.
As with all of the videos in this series, this is partnered with live producers online. They're not paying for this video specifically, but they are paying for the content that I am creating for them over in their courses. I highly suggest that you go down to the description below, check out Live Producers Online. There's a worry-free trial of 30 days. You get access to unlimited courses, answers to your questions via office hours with myself and other producers, feedback on your tracks from those same people, as well as connecting with other producers via the forums. It is one of the largest unofficial forums for Ableton Live. You'll get access to unlimited downloads. If coffee time isn't your thing and you want to get some paid professional support, you can check out the track feedback section. Hey, wait a minute, who's this guy right here? Just kidding, that's me. If you'd like to take private lessons through Live Producers Online, you can absolutely do that. Some of you have already signed up for those private lessons, thank you very much. There's also private lessons that you can take from Ricky Graham, Moldover, Ben Spiker, and Dan Giffen. So guys, once again, highly recommend that you go check it out, free for 30 days.
And for those of you who are signed up on Live Producers Online, I'll be giving away my deadmau5 STROBE project. I have 3 examples here. One from very early on, one from sort of midway in my process of copying things, and one that's a little bit later. So what I want to talk about today are 3 videos that I've made, 3 attempts to copy music that I've made, some mistakes I made, as well as how I've improved and tips and tricks for you all to understand. This is going to be kind of a retrospective, which I understand it's a series that a lot of people do, so maybe this is something people enjoy. If you enjoy this, leave me a comment down below, let me know. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're starting off is this episode, which was from my 365 project. I don't know which number this is, but it's pretty early on in the series. I want to say maybe low 100s.
What's up everybody? My name is GARDNSOUND. This is GARDNSOUND 365. This is the first day I've woken up at home and not had to open my...
There you go, 136. 137.
This is it. We're here. It's 2017.
That was right after I quit my job. Where do I start doing the stuff? Hold on a second.
Those are the 2 chords we're messing with. Some
Jesus Christ, man, what a bad video. I guess I got better at video editing too. And so I'm trying to copy a beat by Drake and Future called Used to This. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
We'll take it. Let's go back to the... That's not bad. We'll go with that. No.
Okay, I'm having a hard time watching this. Let's move on to the one in the middle of my process. Something I learned from this particular one is that, like, downfalls. I mean, I didn't use enough tracks. If you skip ahead, you see it's only 4 tracks that I used. Songs of this caliber, like, you know, that are going to be highly produced on the hip-hop scale, are going to have tracks on tracks. So I'm sorry to say, Gardner, but you didn't really do enough work here. Let's move on to how to make strobe. Now this is one of the ones, this is going to be a large contrast in terms of production quality and in terms of just the way things are with Ableton, because in this particular episode I think I spent like 10 hours actually making the project, and that led to just a pretty spot-on recreation. And this one I also utilized a time-lapse feature, so I have the whole thing in time-lapse if you want to watch it. In fact, I'm going to link this video's time-lapse in the description down below if you'd like to see the song that I made playing over top of me actually making it. What I did here that's different, I'm just going to play a little bit.
Wednesday is my day off. I planned that on purpose so I would have more time to do this episode. I'm not rushed, not in a hurry. So this might get published late, and that's just the way it is. All right, so let's see here. Let's start warping things in here. Now I know deadmau5 uses Ableton, so I'm guessing that what he did was he went to the master track and automated the tempo. So that's what we're gonna do. So the top tempo needs to be 128, and the bottom tempo needs to be whatever half.
So I'm listening for rhythmic changes here. I'm listening for, okay, I understand there's a tempo change which falls into rhythm, and I'm just kind of going through those 8 steps of, all right, what key is this in? How fast is it? Does it change tempos? You know what I'm saying? Like all those diagnostic tools. That's the point of the first 8 episodes of this series. And this is the proof in the pudding right here. How to use these tools effectively.
Here's how I'm gonna do this track, okay? I'm gonna do synthesizers, drums, effects. That's basically all we have in this track. There's no vocals, there's no instruments, so there's like no external like guitars or anything. That's the first synthesizer we've got. Not
listening to the character of the sound, listening to the quality of the sound, what instruments are used, what instruments are not used, making those distinctions before tackling it. And then really all that's left to do is just actually tackle the track and start writing it out, using your ears again to match against the track. This is one of the best ways, I'm telling you, I'm going to say this again in this episode, this is one of the best ways to learn how to write music, is to copy other people's music.
You know what's funny? This is also in A flat major. Every single song we've done in this series has been in A flat, either major or minor. Writing this out is going to take me a second, so I'm going to fast forward right here. Okay.
So there you go. Listening to what it was, copying it, finding the right note on the keyboard. I mentioned in the video that all of deadmau5's songs that I did in this series, because this is part 3 of a 3-part series on deadmau5, were you know, they were all either in A flat major or A flat minor. It's a great key for electronic music because it kind of activates subwoofers, you know, on a specific level. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and link all 3 videos in the deadmau5 series below because I think they're pretty good. I think they stand up pretty well. I'm kind of proud of that. I'm not going to be linking that future vid. That you can go find it if you want, but you watch at your own risk. It's painful. All right, let's move on to something I did even more recently, and this is a sort of deep dive how-to on virtual self. Sorry for the video quality here. I've been playing around with using log format, so everything looks gray. Like I look kind of gray, but that's just due to the fact that I was using a really weird color setting on my camera, and I don't do this anymore.
What's up, everybody? Garden Sound here, Lila the Bird, coming at you with part 2 of our virtual self tutorial. Big update in the quality of the video and the quality of the audio. I now am using
No, Gardner. You thought it was going to be good. It wasn't good.
I want to show you some things I added to the very beginning. There's some cymatic vocal chops that I've kind of hacked up and repitched myself in order to get the aesthetic that Porter has in the original track. Here's the original just for reference. Here's mine with the vocals added.
So you can see here, it's not exactly correct, but what I did learn from this entire project, the virtual self project, is how to sort of pitch around vocals and also make these really kind of gnarly Reese type of basses, and this thing he calls machine gun kicks, which let me move over to that real quick, because rhythmically this song is very interesting.
In terms of the second half of this piece, entirely different. Totally different. You've got this double pedal, some people have coined the term machine gun kick, and I've said before that there is a lot of automation in some tracks when I upload like a how to make. The Darko track had a lot of kick animation, a lot of kick automation, a lot of kick chopping and screwing. This beats it. This is now officially the most time I've ever spent chopping one sample to make a line. This happens fast, so pay attention. And the effect here is that he's going from like a punk tempo, you know, like a Blink-182 punk breakdown, into halftime, and then back into full time. So we're getting all these weird, cool metric modulations that aren't normally present in EDM. Normally the guys that get away with stuff like this are people like Mr. Bill and Tipper, and sometimes Cone Sound. But this is really something different for Porter / virtual self.
Oh man, I don't do those fun animations for Lila anymore. I need to start doing that again. What do you think?
and then I'll talk a little bit about what all of it does, what it means, and how it breaks down. Starting again from the same place.
So again, it's just analysis and learning. See, I learned all this crazy stuff from each of these tracks that I make. I've learned a lot. What I'm saying is I'd like to advocate for you all to try this. What is the tonality? Is it major or minor? What's the rhythm and meter? What key is it in? Like what harmony does it follow? Does it follow circle of fifths progressions? Like the theory wheel, does it follow this? Does it follow other conventions? What is it doing? Analyze its form. Get your pens and your pencils out. Write this down. You know what I'm saying? And then, and only then, get into the DAW and start tinkering and making noise. You might be saying, okay, Gardner, fine. How do you start this process off? Let's say I wanted to copy, I don't know, Doja Cat's song Moo. Because I really like that song right now. It's the one that goes, bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Moo. Moo. It's a great song. Doja Cat. Excuse me, not Doja Cat. I love this song. So the first thing you're going to do is obtain a copy of the track for educational purposes. NSA, go away. So we're going to drag that in here. And the next thing we're going to do is figure out how fast it is. That's step 2. So first step is get it into your track. Next step is figure out how fast it is. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and trim this so it starts on the grid. And to trim, you're just going to grab this loop brace and bring it in here. Alright, looks like it's 89 BPM. So once you get it locked in terms of tempo, the next thing you want to do is make sure warp is turned off, which mine already is. And once you've got that going, you're going to go ahead and press Control-K on your keyboard in order to bring up the keyboard shortcuts. And here's what I would recommend that you do. Go to the solo button on the track and set it to something like / on your numpad, or any button. It really doesn't matter which. And once you've got that done, turn the track off. And then as you start to compose, you can hit this button to go back and forth between just the track. See what I'm saying? To double check yourself. Anyways, guys, that's going to take care of it for us today. My name is Gardner. This is Lyle the Bird. And we'll see you in the final episode of Theory in the DAW.